Wake up. It's time to do a review.
Are they married? Yeah.
Oh, if only that happened sooner.
Did we get to the top of the mountain? Hi, everyone, and welcome back to Hit or Miss Hallmark Movie Reviews. I'm John.
And I'm Daniela. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.
And ding the little bell if you want to continue seeing our faces.
Today we're reviewing Marry Me in Yosemite.
Yosemite.
Yosemite. Oh my God, this is part of Hallmark's Fall into Love programming. We're still falling.
Yeah, I kind of fell off the mountain with this
You
one.
definitely fell off the mountain. Hit your head and fell asleep.
I fell asleep.
And became unconscious. You know, it's always great to see Cindy. We like Cindy.
I do like Cindy.
Fan of hers.
What is this one about?
Zoe, played by Cindy Busby, is a successful photojournalist. On request of her publisher, she takes her next subject to be Yosemite National Park. There she meets Jack, played by Tyler Harlow, an intriguing tour guide who opens her eyes to new possibilities as they take a journey together.
Oh, you're done.
Yeah, didn't spend too much time on that one.
Well, it feels like they didn't
Unfortunately.
spend too much time on this one in writing so much. It definitely felt like a movie that they're like, well, we're gonna go to Yosemite and just get some cool footage and blah, here's the story.
Yeah, this was not good. In fact, I thought it was very bad.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I don't think anything progressed naturally. It all seemed a little forced and pretty stale.
It felt very forced. Like the first 15 minutes was uncomfortably awkward for me, and it did.
Yeah, like just to touch on what you just said, like it really just seemed like a movie to show off Yosemite, but that wasn't enough for me. Like, yes, it looked beautiful, but it seemed like the story was like an afterthought to the scenery.
Yep,
You know, like,
definitely.
And you know, like lack of story is just a huge downfall. You need a good, compelling story, and this was not strong enough.
No, definitely not. Yeah, sometimes you can get by, and you know, even with the one we just reviewed that people didn't really like, Game Set Love, the authenticity to the tennis wasn't there, but the story was there, so it made up for it. This one didn't have authenticity, and
Exactly.
like her even being a photojournalist, it's like, I definitely didn't buy it.
I didn't buy it at all. You know, what I did like, there was one particular scene that I did like, was when Tyler was talking to Zoe about what love means to him, and he's never been in love before because love for him is all in the details and how someone sees a sunset or a sunrise or, you know, something like that. He kind of has this whole monologue.
And if I ever do fall in love, it'll be because of the little things. Do her eyes sparkle when she laughs, and does her smile touch my soul? What sounds does she make when she's sleeping?
And I thought that was very sweet. That was the first time, and that's later. That happens a lot later.
First and only, but that's what I was saying.
Yeah.
That was kind of like a single glimmer of a diamond in a bag of coal. Like it didn't fit the
sure.
movie. It was
I just
good,
wanted to
but
mention something that I actually
Yeah,
liked
I know.
because I disliked the majority of it.
yeah, agreed. No, I did like that too, but it's kind of felt out of place.
Well, we should also mention another, you know, positive thing is that it was great to see conservationism, indigenous people of Yosemite being represented, you know, kind of woven into the story.
Absolutely. There's a
Yeah.
few things that, you know, just in stature this movie makes up for, but
Sure.
certainly not enough to get me to the summit.
Definitely not a good one. Yeah, you know, when story isn't paramount, when story isn't the focus, it's obvious. It's
Yeah.
obvious. Like,
Or
we
even-
get this
or-
place is beautiful, but that's all you got.
But even slight attention to detail, like having her take more than like one photo at every scene. Like I was gonna
Photos
say that.
themselves were just pretty generic as well. Like, the whole thing is she was on this mission to take the one photo that no one else has ever taken so she can stand out and show more of herself as an artist as opposed to just like as a journalist. And every single photo that she took really wasn't the one to make her stand out, in my opinion.
Well, no,
Like,
but I did like how they actually ended up saying that she's more of she took photos of people in places like that. So hers was more anthropologic, if you
Yes,
will.
that's true, yes.
So but they didn't really make it, like you kind of had to catch that. And I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense. And they just
then
said it for 1 second.
The two climbers that they actually did end up talking to and taking photos of, I mean, you could tell they were more climbers than actors, for
Well,
sure.
yeah.
But
I mean-
and that was that kind of like took me out out of the story a little bit, but I understand the need for them, and I understand the need for her to incorporate people in her photographs, because I agree, yes, that always makes for a more interesting subject.
Yeah, it did make.
But there wasn't enough, man.
Her boss was a weird robot too.
Yeah, I didn't find him authentic at all or believable.
Every time they had a call and he was like just in his office, like at night,
Dark.
just kind of like standing there like, yeah, everything's going great. Yeah, great. Yeah, this is a great idea. Everything's fine, but it
Weird.
just looked like he was in his office stressing out. It was
weird.
It was awkward.
Yeah, and maybe this is gonna sound obvious or not make much sense, but it's almost like I could hear the actors reading the script, like during their dialogue. Like nothing was like internalized. Like, you know what I mean? Like everything just felt forced. I
Yeah,
just
for sure.
heard
And
the script.
especially in the first 15, 20 minutes, it was like, it was really bad. Like when she meets him and he's like conducting to the forest and all the beating and all the pacing was super off.
Yeah.
And you know, the script wasn't good enough to save it with any lines, really. So it had
really
to be.
wasn't.
It had to be perfect if it was going to be even executed in a mediocre fashion.
Yeah. So why don't we talk about performances? I thought the two leads were fine, not good,
Fine.
just okay. They were okay. Cindy's always great, so she was the standout for me, but not for any specific reason, only because she was like the main lead and she was on screen more.
Yeah, I mean.
Like that's really the only reason.
Yeah, kind of. I found her.
She didn't
I found her.
internalize anything.
I found her character kind of annoying, and like the only time it was natural is when she was just kind of being bubbly and maybe off script, but it just didn't add anything to her character.
I didn't buy it. I didn't believe her, to be honest.
But I think it also could have gone down to like directing and story as well.
For
like,
sure.
The male lead, this is his first movie? His first Hallmark
First
movie?
Hallmark, yeah.
Because
So-
it came out a little rocky. He looks good, and I think he could probably be directed with the right actress.
Sure, yeah, he was okay. He was just very run-of-the-mill, like did what he could do with the script that he got.
Yeah, I guess that is
And
what it is.
I don't know if
But I will say, in the first 10 minutes, his character, I was like, oh God, it was not working.
he wasn't.
It did even out a
either.
little
Like,
bit.
It was kind of pretentious, snobby rock climbing guy who thinks
Rock
he
climbing
knows-
scientist,
climbing
author.
scientist, conservationist, author guy who thinks he's better than everyone else, and has
Who's
a comment.
never been in love.
Has never been in love, and has something to say about anyone who comes to Yosemite taking pictures and thinking they know.
Yeah, they
everything.
did not. They did not spare mentioning Ansel Adams every 10 minutes.
I know.
It's like, well, he already did
know.
this like perfect, so why bother? It's like, well, you're
Yeah,
right.
exactly. Why bother? So why are we here? Why are we watching this?
And yeah.
Yeah. But you thought his acting was pretty awkward, right?
Yeah,
Tyler?
he was pretty awkward. I mean, it did get better, and he kind of evened out, but like the first 15 minutes were hard to watch for me.
Yeah. So Kaz was an interesting character played by Tim Halpin. He also goes by Kontiki, the last of the originals Thunder Horse.
Booyaka.
I mean, that name alone. I do think he is of indigenous culture, I believe. And supposedly he trained at the Lee Strasberg Acting School, which is pretty impressive.
Oh, wow.
I think it would have been interesting if, the story focused more on that side of things. I mean, I understand it probably wouldn't be a Hallmark movie if they did that. I get that.
No, yeah.
But that would have been more interesting than the main storyline that we got,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, possibly.
So,
Rocky.
anything nitpicky?
A few things, I guess.
Okay.
Well, what was your nitpicky?
My nitpicky was that it was just bad. You know what? I feel like I just checked out and I gave up.
Yeah.
I checked out.
That's fair. I mean, I checked out. I fell asleep.
Well, you
But
literally checked out.
I would have liked to
I
see the
just-
wedding. You should have woke me up for that.
You probably would have enjoyed that part. It was very
least.
short,
It's very short and nobody's
and
there.
nobody
apparently.
was there. I
Okay.
at least thought Kaz and Sage would have showed up. The wedding took place in Yosemite. They were the other main characters in this.
Yeah.
And they weren't even there. So they either just eloped and it was just the two of them in Yosemite, and
Well, that's
what
sweet.
it seemed like.
I guess
but
maybe. I don't know.
What I did like is that she asked him to marry her. That's
Oh, well,
different.
that's sweet.
That's at least different, right? For a Hallmark movie, it's different.
Yeah, see, maybe I need to watch that part. For nitpicky, Cindy Busby, she seems to like be typecasting herself into
Yes, that
the
is
nature photographer thing. Like,
Chasing
did-
waterfalls.
Did Chasing Waterfalls really work that well?
We didn't really like Chasing Waterfalls, but she did play a very similar role.
And the other nitpicky is from some of the Yosemite artwork, I was getting some like OS PTSD.
OS
like,
PTSD.
Yeah, like operating system. If you're a Mac user, you know that like Big Sur and
Oh my God, yeah.
El
I've never even
Capitan,
watched-
and then as soon as I saw the mountain, I was like, oh, I just got this weird
even thought of
flashback. Yeah.
That's pretty funny.
That's nerdy.
Yeah. So why don't we talk about writer and director? The writer and director here is the same person.
Oh, well, that's good.
Bruce D. Johnson.
Yeah, we've seen him before, right?
Not too many directing credits, but there are some notable writing credits. So Journey of My Heart, Small Town Christmas.
Oh, I really liked Small Town
Yeah,
Christmas.
we liked Small Town Christmas and Love on the Slopes.
Well, Small Town Christmas had
Yeah.
Aloha, right?
Yeah. Loved that one.
Yeah, I did like
Yeah, yeah.
Anyways,
So was this a hit or miss for you?
this was definitely a miss for me.
This was a hard miss for me.
I was left sleeping on the mountain.
You did
camped
probably
out.
sleep through the best part, which is the ending and the wedding, but it's not enough to make up for the fact that the whole movie just was pretty boring and lackluster.
It happens.
Yeah. So why don't we do our Hallmark report card?
All right, let's get to the card.
So, promotion or deadline? She did have a deadline for her book.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say yes.
It was pretty loose. Their boss was just
Yeah.
like, hey, oh yeah, there was that one line where he's just like, he just calls, he's super friendly, and just at the end of it, he's like,
Don't forget
your deadline
Yeah.
tomorrow, or whatever, or something like very out of place. It
It's
was,
just, you know what? That's
It's
another
fine.
example of just like kind of lazy writing.
yeah.
This was kind of littered with lazy dialogue.
Moves.
Yeah.
Career-driven lead.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. A big misunderstanding. No, I don't think so.
No, definitely
No.
not. Change of heart?
Yes? They hated each other in the beginning.
Yeah, they did
Yeah.
at least go from, yeah, but it seemed unnecessary.
It was just a bit extreme. Like, okay,
But she
chill.
ruined your fishing trip?
Because her cell phone went off.
Bro.
And then she like interrupted his impromptu maestro concert in the woods.
Oh yeah, that was really bad.
Yeah, so bad. Someone gets dumped, fired, or dies? No.
Second romance subplot.
No.
No, there isn't anybody else in this movie.
Just Cause and Sage, and they weren't even invited
Cause
in the
and Sage.
wedding.
Yeah, that's fucking weird.
That's mean. A proposal or wedding, yes.
Yay!
And we always do
Ding.
like to see that, so that's fun.
I know, now I feel like I missed out a little bit.
You missed out, considering like
I don't think
it
it
was
would've-
so bad. It would have been nice to just for you to have seen the actual
I don't
wedding.
think it would have made it a hit, yeah.
No, it didn't. It didn't make up for anything, but still.
Travel issues? I suppose so, because she needed a guide to travel her through to the right side of the mountains, blah, blah,
Bit
blah.
of a stretch,
It's
but
still
okay.
traveling. You gotta travel on foot.
Let's say yes.
It's
Fine.
mountainous. I mean, we never hit that one.
She did stumble upon a bear, and he needed to go and help her. So that's definitely like an issue while traveling. Bears. I don't know. Well, you stretched it out too, so I'm stretching it out.
Bunch of bears.
Whatever.
Okay.
Selling the house, business, or farm?
No.
No.
Big city to small town transition? Does that count?
I wouldn't say
It's
that.
definitely not a small town.
No,
It's just-
Yosemite. No. No, I'm just saying no on this. No.
Okay.
And she was going back to Chicago, to Yosemite. No, it's.
Chicago.
I'm pretty sure it was Chicago.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. The almost kiss.
I don't know. Did I miss one?
No, I'm pretty sure it was just full-on kiss. Pretty sure.
And then they got married.
And then they got married.
Or
Well,
they got married
They did
and-
the year after thing. The year after. Yeah.
Do you think they kissed?
1 year later.
Do you
sorry,
think they
1 year.
kissed within that year?
Maybe not. I don't think so. It's Hallmark, so you're not allowed to do that.
Mad dash to the airport. Go
I'm gonna
get
say
her.
yes.
Oh, really?
I think you missed this because he shows up to Chicago at her apartment.
Oh.
So I'm gonna say yes here.
Oh, that's a mad dash.
Yeah, for sure.
I think we just need to name it.
So, yeah.
Mad dash. Oh, that's nice.
I don't know what's happening with my
It
hair.
hit some of the things I would have liked to see while I was sleeping.
While you were sleeping. Now that's a great rom-com. Come
Yeah,
on.
that was. Yeah, I think it was probably not enough to save it for me, but
No.
I'll probably go back.
No,
back and
the
watch
ending
again.
did not redeem this movie that we clearly did not like. Big miss for
Put
us,
a lot of
guys.
clips at the ending so I can see it.
All right, that's how you're going to see the ending of this movie through our review.
Yeah.
Anyway, guys, let us know what you thought. Did you catch this one? Did it hit or miss the Hallmark for you? Let us know in the comments below.
Please do, and we'll see you next episode.
Bye.
Bye.